G'day guys and welcome back to Ados the Great YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video I will be giving you my round 14 tips. But before we do that, as we always do, I will review how I went in round 13. So as you can see up the top here, it says 3 out of 6. It's not, it's 3 out of 5 so far. I have picked my State of Origin side of who I'm tipping in it. You guys would have already saw that video. If you haven't, go and check it out, guys. I go fully in depth with everything there. So, starting things off, I went the Dolphins over the Dragons. We got that one right. I tipped them 13 plus in this one, and that one was correct. So, good tip there. I then tipped Parramatta. I tipped them 13 plus to beat the Cowboys. I thought the Eels would absolutely run rings around the Cowboys, but to the Cowboys' credit, they put up a fight, so good on them. I wasn't expecting that. All right, next up, I took the Warriors to beat the Broncos by 8. I thought the Warriors would get the job done here. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed in how they played at home. Um, I think they should have come out and put an absolute cricket score on this Broncos side. But to the Broncos' credit, and shout out to Adam Reynolds, man. When he's not injured, he's a bloody beast. But yeah, look, the Broncos got the job done, and credit to them and Adam Reynolds and the forward pack. They had a lot of plays out of that forward pack, and they replaced them with some young guns there. Same with Tristan Sailor. He came in and had a really good game at fullback. The Broncos, they turned up to play and they deserved that win. All right, next up, took my Bunnies over the Raiders. I thought we'd get the job done here. I tell you what, though, credit to the Raiders forward pack because that's where this game was won. The Raiders just out-meted us. Their post-contact meters were leagues and bounds better than ours. The Raiders were much better. They were the better team on the day, so credit to them. Very good win there for the Raiders. I backed the Knights to beat Manly. Got that tip right. Very happy with that. Knights, it was 18 all at one stage or something like that, and I thought, geez, Manly might come back and get this done. But to the Knights' credit, they were resilient. They got the job done, and Kalen Ponga had a pretty good game. And finally, I've taken the Maroons to beat the Blues. Obviously, that is how I've tipped. How is everyone else tipping? Wow. Okay, so Queensland are the favourites in the tips, but oh, no, they're not. Sorry, I've written head to head. The Blues are the favourites in both the tips and the betting. My apologies. Queensland have just won more head to head. Obviously, with a better team. I'm joking, maybe. But yeah, we're going to jump in and do my round 14 tips. Now, I have tipped, without spoiling anything, there is going to be one major upset that I'm tipping this weekend. It is not the Tigers. I'm back in the Raiders here. I think they'll get the job done, 72% to 28%. Look, the Raiders were disappointing against Para. Sorry, not against Para. Who did they play? Manly. They were disappointing against Manly. They bounced back with a good game against the Rabbitohs. I thought they played outstanding against us, and I think they're going to run away with this game. I don't think it'll be 13 plus. I think the Tigers will keep it relatively close. I reckon it'll be at least 12 points. So I still think it'll be on the higher end of a 1 to 12 margin. I'm going to say Raiders by 12. Warriors and Dolphins. This one could be a very interesting game. Played over in New Zealand again. I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people are expecting. I've seen a lot of people say the Dolphins win this one, and user tips are suggesting the Dolphins. But I think the Warriors, look, after that loss to the Broncos at home, they're going to want to bounce back with a good win here over the Dolphins, in my opinion. I'm going to tip the Warriors by 8. I think it will be a relatively close game for the most part, but I do think the Warriors will get the job done. Next up, Rabbitohs and Titans. Hearing Latrell Mitchell is probably going to be ruled out of this one due to his calf injury that he sustained at Blues training, so he will miss Origin. but I am hearing he will probably be out of this one as well, which is a huge loss, and the Knights are set to welcome back Sam Verrills. All that being said, I still think the boys get the job done. I think it will be relatively close. I don't think we will run away with this game. I'm going to back the Rabbitohs by 10 points in this one. I think it'll be a 1-12 margin, but I am confident the boys get it done. All right, next up, we've got the Sharks against the Broncos. This one seems to be the game of the round, to be honest. It really does. I think Sharkies win this. I don't think it'll be a 13-plus margin. I'm going to go 8. I'm going to go an 8-point margin in that one. That seems right. I think the Sharks will have too much for the Broncos. I think they get the job done there. Next up, the upset of the round. I'm tipping the Bulldogs. And nearly 20% of people are. So that's a bit surprising. I'm tipping the Dogs in this one. I reckon the Dogs get an upset win over the Roosters. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that. And I'm probably going to get some hate comments down there. But remember when I tipped the Tigers and they beat the bloody Cowboys? And absolutely beat the Cowboys. So don't come at me until full time. You can hurl abuse and do what you want if the Bulldogs lose. Say what you want, but don't do it until full time. Don't crow early. That's all I'm saying. I think Bulldogs win this by 4 points. I think it'll be a close game, but I reckon the Doggies get it done. Big statement, I know, but with Tedesco out for Origin, Lindsay Collins out for Origin, I don't know if they'll back up. Even if they do, I still think Bulldogs win this. I'm really confident with that Bulldogs tip. Another upset, though. So that's my upset of the round. The next upset, I'm backing the Cowboys. I'm backing the Cowboys by 2 at home to beat the Storm. Jason Taumalolo and Jeremiah Nanai are set to return this week, and I think we will see a classic game of footy. I think it'll go right down to the wire. I'm backing the Cowboys by 2. I really do think they can get it done. And finally, I'm backing the Panthers at home. This should be a walk in the park. Even if the Panthers rest players, I still think they put a cricket score on the Dragons. I'm backing the Panthers 13 plus, and I think that is my only 13 plus game of the round there. Yeah, must be. Well, there you go. Only 13 plus game is the Panthers and the Dragons. Let me know who you're backing down below. But once again, here are my tips. Panthers over Dragons, 13 plus. Cowboys over Storm, 1-12. Doggies over Roosters, 1-12. Sharks over Broncos, 1-12. Rabbitohs over Titans, 1-12. Warriors over the Dolphins, 1-12. Raiders over the Tigers, 1-12. And if you're using my tips for a bet, guys, please, I ask, gamble responsibly. Set a deposit limit, as it says up there. Please gamble responsibly, guys. I don't do these tips for you to take and use as a multi, but if you choose to do so, that is up to you. Just what are you prepared to lose today? Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Please do let me know who you're tipping down below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Also, let me know what you disagree with my picks. Love to hear from you once again. But as always, my friends, I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.